the Pelech Pulock pair that we, came to know and love wasn't really a thing this year, Mitch. It was a lot of Pelech and Dobson and Romanov and Pulock, but I'm kind of excited to see that duo back.
Yeah, so we saw them in practice together, and you're right. Like when you look at the game logs between the two of them, you would expect a lot of time, at least a decent portion of time. Even though we like Matt mentioned, there was that split. No, the most ice time at 5-on-5 those guys had was 3 minutes and 36 seconds in the second game against Buffalo this year. That's it. They've had a few other games. There's a lot of games playing together, but nothing more than 3:36. A total of 25 minutes together all year. And yes, they've missed some time, but 3 minutes of 5, that's accidental time, right? Like, oh, I happened to jump over the boards and you're there. Surprise!
Yeah. What? Yeah, that is wild to me. That's the number. Just because of how used to those guys being a pair that we've been accustomed to, like those Islander teams that were going on deep runs in the playoffs. A large part of it was because of how good that Pelech and Pulock pair was. And, this year, and with Noah Dobson's emergence, you kind of knew that eventually Noah Dobson would become the top guy on this team. At least that was the hope. And Alexander Romanov has improved too. We were comfortable with them, being a pair, but that was the thing. Like they split up that duo and had it, the more defensive guys in Romanov and Pulock together with Pelech, who is defensive, getting paired with Noah Dobson, who leans more offensive. But I love that they're going with the two young guns together. I think that makes a lot of sense. Let them grow together. I hope that they're the top pair for the next 5+ years. But that Pelech and Pulock duo, as they get into their late 20s and now early 30s, I think that ages nicely as a second pair.
It absolutely does. And like when you look back at, I'm taking off the shirt because it's super hot down here. The alcohol probably isn't helping. When you look back at that Tampa team that won 2 cups and went to a third final, they built that decor on having 2 pairs of top pair players, right? They brought in Ryan McDonough, who was a top pair guy in New York, over to play on their second pair. Well, that's effectively what we've got here. Our new top pair is Romanov Dobson, and their second pair is Adam Pelech, Ryan Pulock, who play very well together even this year. They only have 25 minutes together, as we've said. Their Corsi's 45 together, 45%. That's not great, but who cares? We know they're better in their own end. The Corsi number shouldn't matter. What should matter is this expected goals percentage at 62%. When they're on the ice together, their expected goals for is 62%. When they're split up, it doesn't get above 50. So Ryan Pulock without, Adam Pelech without, and each of them without. I don't know how that's supposed to work, but it's 11% to 45%. The second you split these guys up, you got to keep them together, man.